Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna get this cranking. Can you see me? I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna get going. I'm trying to do a couple other things, so you'll bear with me. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this playing. What's going on, guys? I'm gonna have to. That stinks. Sorry, I got moved to Texas. Are you in the military still? I gotta see if I can get my chat going somewhere else as well. What's going on, guys? I'm streaming. I'm dual streaming two places now. Actually, let me turn this on real quick. Get some light up in here. There we go. It's a little better. I figured I'd hang out, and I'm way too caffeinated this late, so. Sorry. Yeah, I'll turn that down. Yeah. Did you just move? Did you just move to Texas? And how far did you know, like, what's the distance? Was it like a long ways, or was it like you lived in an adjacent state? Just curious. Sorry. I am I've been drinking way too much coffee. So, and I have all my setup over here, but then I got all my chat over here. So, if you can hear everything, can you here, let me test this. Tell me G36 if you can hear these. I set up a 900 miles, bro. Dude, I'm sorry. Sorry for that. That's a long ways. Is the audio good for my vocals or for the mic right now? And tell me if you. I'm set up a soundboard in one of these. So just tell me if you can hear it. Oh, me. I'm gonna play for a little bit. Mess around with what I got going on here. Yeah. Me. I'll turn it up. I do have it kind of low. I readjusted all my settings, so it's gonna be. I was getting lots of clipping. I think because of the way I have it set up, I was getting a lot of clipping, so I may need to dial a couple things back, just to let a little more sound through, because I don't know, it's all a work in progress, but we trying to get it sorted out. Anyways, I'm just gonna mess around. Oh, good. Yeah, I had the gate on a little too high, and it sounds loud to me, but just because it's loud to me doesn't mean it's loud to you guys. So, yeah, I'm just gonna mess around for a minute. What's up, guys? I got some vocal effects on, so I may have to.
Yeah, it's like I have it set up to do some weird stuff. So
This is all in C minor, so I'm a. Yeah, so hopefully get the all the audio correct, and we'll jam for a minute. I'm missing something, so let me track this down real quick. I have this. It's not being gated. There we go. How's that? Coming through? What's going on, guys? The audio jiving. I got a couple of things going on. I won't turn this on right now. It's gonna this is gonna start shuffling the drums. So. Actually, I don't know if that's in C minor. What's up, Stevie? How you doing? Good Morgan. Just chilling. I got way over caffeinated and figured out. Okay, so tell me. Okay, can you hear my? Not everyone's going to be able to hear this soundboard, but but tell me if you can hear this, Stevie. Can you hear those? Are they coming through? What's quiet? Sound effects? I can crank them up. Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's not coming through the. I don't know. Maybe it's not coming through here. Well, whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's all good. Okay. I'm looking. I'm hold on. Okay. So it wasn't the right key. Maybe I don't have something tuned right, but anyways. Okay, let me turn this down. I may be compensating, so let's give that a try.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Well, and it may just be coming through my mic. You may be hearing it on my mic. So that's probably what the case is. I can't hear it. It's not allowing me to monitor it. So, anyways, that may be a fail on that. I may have to come up with something else. But anyways, yeah, I am doing the. You had me watch that Spider-Man noir. Whatever, you know. What was it? Yeah, Spider-Man noir trailer, and so I'm like, I like it. I dig the black and white. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's like the least interesting because I've been just doing technical stuff, and it's like, oh, this is not creative at all. Like this is not. No one possibly can find this interesting because it's just me sorting out technical stuff. But like, I don't know. I've never freaking. I've never done any of this before. I don't even know where to go to pull up. Yeah, there we go. I can see at least the comments there. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm gonna have to probably. I'm not doing it tonight. I'll do another live problem solving. You know. But. Okay. Oh yeah, John, you've been in here before. Yeah, we got 3 or 4 guys that are usuals hanging out. I don't know. I'm just gonna mess around. I have my synth back here hooked up as well, so I don't know. I probably need to just do something mildly interesting instead of just sitting here. I don't know. I don't know some days. Oh, bro. Yeah, my week, I told you about the battery incident, right? The battery with the car incident. So, yeah, that was interesting. But then I got all that sorted out. Car got fixed. Of course, it's a Mercedes, so it costs like an arm and a leg. I mean, it's not my money, so I'm not worried about it. But I got all that. But I've just been driving. I've been having to drive a lot more than I normally do. And like you were saying, like it absolutely just sucks. Like focusing for like 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, like while you're driving, and then like having to go and the work I'm doing, I'm repairing these giant doors on these cabins, and man, it is just like it is absolutely draining, you know, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna get to do some cool stuff in the next little bit. So I kind of looking forward to. I'll get to do, some really cool stuff. Soon it's just going to be a little bit of trial. I don't know. What kind of do you want to share? What kind of job? What kind of work you're doing? I know you know, like you do 3D printing and stuff, but oh man. Okay. My wife's an occupational therapist, so I know a lot about I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, if you're talking about like parole officer or something like that, but yeah, I know a lot about, I don't know, people with needs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm got a lot going on here. It's not conducive to creativity. You watch I've been watching there we go. I'm gonna stick with that, I think. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing tuned. It's kind of just slightly off. Oh me. Oh yeah, Stevie does fun stuff. Just wait till he gets that Terminator built, and it's gonna get real crazy. dummy. That's my goal. I want to hang that's the one thing I like is whenever we get normal guys in here and we just hang out and chat. Um, we can just chill. Um, just chill. See what you know. Even though I did print off, so I made a list. I consolidated all my notes. So if for some reason we started talking about anything, I literally have a list of like freaking like 100 things I could talk about. Cause like it was on here the other day and I was like, I have like a million things. I take notes, I do all this stuff. I know I think about all this crap all day long because I'm like by myself. So like, of course I have plenty of stuff to talk about, but I don't always. And sometimes my brain just goes so I'll tell you a story. Whenever I was dating whenever I was wow so whenever I was dating so the first, I'm a little ADHD, whatever. When it comes to like thoughts, like short-term memories, all this stuff, it's a struggle. But I literally before we'd go out, I'd go see her. I would come up with note cards. So I had like literally had note cards in my back pocket. And at any given time, and man, this is lighting. I have note cards in my back pocket at any given time, and if I ever I gotta use the bathroom, like I ran out of something to talk about, I'd go in and I'd look, and I had like 100 questions written down, and I'd just go back and I would immediately like try to be engaging. It helped so much. It helped me so much. Yeah, I'm trying to get some of this. I'm trying to get this lighting a little better. I got a light on. It's just not quite. I don't know if it's angled correctly. We'll see what that does. Maybe that'll liven things up. Just because it is kind of dark in here. It's very dark in here. Have a good day, bro. Thanks, guys. Savison. We're just chilling. Yeah. So I do that. I do that at work. I do that in anything. It's the one thing I've learned about myself is to ask for is okay, I'm struggling with something at work. Be like, okay, can you just give me don't give me vagueness. Just tell me exactly what you want me to do, and I'll go do it. Sometimes, because sometimes I can't interpret exactly what's wanted. So I don't know that you want pricing for 100 different things, or whatever it is. So I have to go ask for that. What do you want? Okay, you want pricing on all this stuff, and you want to see it in a spreadsheet, and you want it, you easily want to be able to see what I think it's going to cost. Okay, thanks. You didn't say that. You thought that I wanted that, or you thought that I understood it to be that, and you got on, So I've learned to ask for very specific things, lists, all that stuff. And then yeah, okay, what do I need to go do? Okay, these are my priorities in the shop when I go back. Blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna do these 3 things first, or learning to prioritize and make lists and all that stuff. I mean, it's just you have to I have to restrain myself because I will get lost in my own. I'll get lost in my own thoughts and whatnot, and so yeah, it's just I will get and I'll get lost in details that aren't important because I'm a perfectionist. So anyone else out there, an absolute perfectionist, um, which is a so if you don't know, so I'm not diagnosed ADHD, but I'm fairly certain I have had it for my whole life. You you spend a lot of your time masking, and so once you realize what masking is, it's basically covering up all of the faults you have by being a like perfectionist. So I learned to be a perfectionist, but that's just a masking technique because I have bad short-term memory, um, and I have other things that I'm not great at, and so it it helps. The perfectionism helps, but also you can't let it drive you all the time because it will drive you mad. Well, like perfectionism will drive you 100% like insane. And so I don't know. Something I've like really dialed in recently to learn like, okay, pick your battles. Um, and yeah, just learn what to focus on for how long, because like there's a million things that aren't important or 100 things that aren't important in a task, but there's like three things that you need to, so like, but learning that structure with different types of tasks, because I do lots of different kinds of things throughout the day sometimes, and it's yeah, you guys having a chill well, I guess it's Sunday where some of you guys are at. It's Sunday here. What am I talking about? It's 3 in the morning. So, yeah, it is. Yeah, getting in the zone. So like, it's one of those things that like, I don't shift tasks well, and so like when I get like lots of messages throughout the day or emails or have to do other types of communications and whatnot, um, 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 I get super distracted. So like doing a live stream and trying to read comments and do whatever, and then do music stuff. It's like, but it's also practice. Like I'm practicing something. So, um, yeah. So like one of the things with ADHD is people make the assumption that if you're not that so intelligence, so like the higher intelligence you are, actually prevents you from getting diagnosed because you learn you naturally through just the course of your life more easily learn the techniques of like covering up all the inadequacies that, but they're still there. So like I like went to grad school and I had to read a lot and write a lot of papers and do all sorts of stuff. And I I about drove myself mad because I didn't understand why I couldn't sit and read for like half a day like everybody else. Like literally, I read for 30 minutes, and I got to get up and do something else. And then I go sit down and read for 30 more minutes, go do something else. Like it just I could not focus. And I like drove myself mad thinking that I was gonna be able to like go get a PhD in philosophy or something. So that didn't happen because there's no possible way I had the attention span. Like I was smart, but there was no way I had the attention span to do it like full force, like it needed to be done. Because like when I heard guys talking about, oh yeah, this is how much I had to read and this is how much I had to write in a semester, whatever, and then I'd teach courses and blah blah, and I'm just like, dude, I'd go insane. Yeah. Well, so my analogy is that anyone who, um, yeah, age has helped, but also maturing, and realizing like, okay, I'm compensating. I don't need to be much perfectionist, all these different kinds of things. But on top of that, of course, I just forgot what I was going to say. Sort of, kind of, um, it's, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah. 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 This is sort of my place where I turn things off. Cause like I can come up here and I can mess around with crap and it like so much just disappears. And it's like for the longest time, I didn't have anything like that. Like everything's sort of exhausting. Whereas this is sort of like, I don't have to be doing something. I can just sit and listen and enjoy, or I can do or be as active as I want. I can play guitar or, whatever. Safe places, not safe places. Well, I was about to say, we wanted to do my dad's safe place, which he didn't have ADHD or anything like was like raking leaves in the yard. That's one of his things. Find it good. Yeah, I do. I do that with like, I sometimes like I'll like video game, like people with ADHD, like video, like I could play video games all day. But I do like okay, I'm gonna play one round of Fortnite or something, like something random. Like I'm gonna sit, and it allows me to kind of recenter, because like then I'm really focused on something, and I can kind of let other things drift into the background, and then I can play around 20 minutes, and then go about my day. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, I've worked on getting it jiggered correctly, so I went through and I rearranged all my modules all these modules the other night, and then put all my drums up here. So I have everything actually kind of organized now. Almost. I'm gonna go through this, and I'm going to yeah. But then I've got my mic set up, so I finally got all my vocal effects sorted out. So
I can do weird stuff like this. And do weird like vocalization, so this will pitch track, so I can do just stupid stuff, But fun.
I went through and I loaded up I got all my vocal stuff sorted out, the wires. Yeah, it is like I mean, if you go back and look at like early synthesis, so like in the 60s and 70s, and most all modular was like this. It was in big rack, or a lot of synths were in big racks. You had big cables. I mean, when I'm talking big racks, I'm talking like 5U modules? So like these are 3U modules, okay? So these modules are this big. 5U modules were like this big, so they're like this. So like all of this would it be like up to here if it was like old school 5U modules. I mean, like, and that was like, I don't know, it's fun. Go through and go type in like how they made Cylon's voice and with the ARP 2500 or whatever. Like you can go back and look at the old Moog setups and stuff. They're just like walls of these like huge synthesizers, and that's like how people used to make lots of sound effects and stuff for movies and everything. But it was just they were like there were only some of them there were only like a few units made. They were only like it's just Batcave or Frankenstein. Yeah. Are you gonna what's that Frankenstein? Is it Bride of Frankenstein? What's that movie? I keep seeing ads for it. I'm just like not interested at all. I started reading Frankenstein, like the original, Mary Shelley's. I found this pretty incredibly boring, but I guess for its time, it was like Victorian England. I mean, I don't know. For its time, it was probably. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. I found it boring. Because like I guess for the time it asks certain questions, but to me it's just the question of AI. Like now it's just a question of AI. Like we're just making Frankenstein. He's just composed of ones and zeros. I mean it's all the same story over and over again. this is nice. Lemon ginger juice from Trader Joe's. Excellent and refreshing. No, I haven't. So I was gonna start doing prank calls because I think I can get a phone for pretty cheap, and then I could have it done on my service for pretty cheap. But then I was like, no, I don't. I just like one of those things. Like I decided to dual stream tonight, and I was like, I'm like I stream on YouTube all the time. I was like, why was I nervous about dual streaming? And then yeah, sorry. So then I'm like, I'm going like I can't even imagine how nervous I get. Like sometimes, like I don't know if you have like I have like emotional like regulation problems. So like when I get in like intense situations, I get like it's like all the wires cross at once and I just go nuts. So like I don't know if I can maintain my composure to make a prank call. Like I had friends like growing up, they could make prank calls and they were like they were in it. Like they were the person they were pretending to be. And and I don't know if I could. I just don't know if I could even hold it together. Like you have to have a certain amount of chutzpah or balls or whatever to yeah. I don't know. I'll change this up. That's pretty good. You seem too innocent for pranks. Yeah, I'm innocent. Formerly, I was homeschooled until I was in 7th grade, and then I got thrown into public middle school. Yeah, you want to talk about innocent getting the getting the shit scared out of them. Buddy. Yeah. should I y'all want to hear about that, what it was like? Yeah, I gotta take a break real quick. I'm gonna run to the you know where. I'll be back, but yeah, y'all enjoy. I'm gonna turn this up. still there? See ya, Amy. Okay. Yeah, see ya, Amy. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. We're here on random nights whenever I have enough energy. Bro, I felt like I got like squeezed out like a tube of toothpaste this week. And you said you started a new job, so I'm sure. And then the other guy, G36, he was in here. He said he had to move 900 miles for his job. I'm like, bro, just we're out. Is it like a trial time for the men? all the guys are about our age, whatever age we are. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he said I was like, because he comes in a lot. He's a former Marine. A former Marine. You're always a Marine if you're a Marine, right? And so he, yeah, he's like, sorry. He's like, I didn't tune in the last couple of streams. He's like, I just got to Texas. I was like, how far did you have to move? And he's like, bro, I had to move 900 miles. It's like, that's like halfway across the country. Yeah, the men's revolution of 20. Yeah, we need a men's revolution of 2020. Sorry. I don't need to say, it's like one of those things I don't need to, there are things that I can't, it's just like, I don't ever get political, but I also don't need to get, I don't need to get sexist, in any way possible. I'm just kidding. No, I would never do that. Oh, buddy. Dude. Well, yeah. You didn't know way you're doing that by yourself. That's So was it up Schitt's Creek or was it just down from Schitt's Creek? Sorry. Oh yeah. I can't say my dad was a Marine, so I can't say former Marine because I was raised by him, and I'm like, there wasn't nothing former about being raised by my dad. There was no former Marine. It was like hardened killer raising children. Sorry, these words I can say on here, I have no idea. I think they've relaxed some of the things because people were like, I was watching videos the other day and people were like concerned about swearing and whatever, and I was like, I only think that they're concerned about swearing in the first like 10 minutes of your video. I think after that they assume that because they promote in the first 10 minutes, they push you out, and so I think that once they know what you're, I don't know, like that's like people, were you worried about, it's like, are we still worried about, can I say COVID on here? Is that something, or is it something we just totally forgot about? We forgot about the coof that wrecked the world. It's a Hell's Creek. That's good. There were dead deer in it and everything. Truly sad. Oh, so we go out. So I go out with the kids this morning, and my son comes up to me and he's like, Dad, come here quick. Something's wrong. You got to come here quick. And I'm like, what? So we walk up to the road, and he's like, look, what is this? He's like, is it alive? And there's just like this massive chunk of fur, like with flesh still attached, like laying there. And I'm like, I mean, it may be still alive, but I don't know where it's at because that's just part of it. Um, um, oh no, I don't know what's. I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just gonna end this. Sorry, I was ending other stream. Yeah, and so like I'm like, where's this? Where's this? What is this? And so we tried to track it down. So yeah, long story short, we're trying to track it down, and there's just fur everywhere. Like there's no like parts that we can see. It's just fur. And I'm like, okay, so is this like then like coyote getting a fight with something up here, or is it a raccoon? Because like the fur color was like it could have been a squirrel, or it could have been a raccoon, or it could have been a coyote. Like it was hard to tell based off the coloration because it was like kind of grayish, brownish, blackish. Like it was, it could have been any of those. And so then I talked to my neighbor, and he's like, I drove by up here, and there was like a bunch of vultures tearing a squirrel apart in the in the road. And he's like, I came out with a shovel and threw it in the woods or whatever. And so I was like, oh, that's why I couldn't find the parts. But then we were like up there walking around, and there's just like there were a couple of like legs or like ribs or something. Like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it was roadkill. But those vultures, I mean, like, because we were talking about the size of them, like they're as I mean, we have eagles around here, not exactly where I live, but not far away. And like vultures and eagles are comparable in size, and it's kind of astounding. How large they are. Because I mean they'll put a dent in your car if you hit one. But yeah, I almost hit a. I did. I've almost has any have any. Yeah, we get coyotes. So I haven't seen. So I heard the coyotes the other night because they all like run around in a pack and they kind of yip. So you'll hear them and they sound real like yip 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 yip. But they don't sound like dogs. They have this like real kind of high shrill yipping that they do. I don't know if they're like mating or fighting or whatever. But we do get them, and I haven't heard them a lot. Now I do have friends that have like larger bits of property, and they've had a lot of trouble with them. So coworker, they've had them on their property. The guy I work for, he's had them out messing around on his property. So, but they haven't been around here because there's a guy up on the hill. So there's like a gully behind my house. Not behind my house, but it's like kind of down the road. And it's basically like a mini retention pond. So like all roads kind of flow down and lead into that. So when it rains, it just fills up with water, and you'll hear the frogs going nuts. And then you'll hear, coyotes will go down there and get a drink, and kind of congregate around it. And the deer as well. But we had them real bad, and some other neighbors had chickens. They were coming in, and they were coming in numbers. Like I'd gone down there and seen like 10 at a time. And so someone at the top of the hill took it upon, because like basically they have like to where the little retention pond is. It's just they can shoot down into the retention pond without it like hitting anybody's house because of the angle from their house down to here, and the other house is back here. But it's basically there's like 30-foot, 20-foot elevation drop to the retention pond. And so they just at night they'd sit out there and just shine them. And and shoot at them. And so that like they haven't been back around in a couple of years. So I don't know. I think we'll have to change this up. Let's try and resize it. Yeah, wait till you run. Cooler until you run up on a rattlesnake. Or a water moccasin, or copperhead, or... you know, the really dangerous crap. All right, let's down. Look at these drums dialed in. Yeah, I don't even have any desire. I mean, Australia just sound, I'm like, you people have to be mad, which I think they kind of are in the fun way, to live there. Like, I mean, just watch the video of the guy like boxing the kangaroo in his backyard that's attacking his dog. And it's like, that's probably like a lot of people that would do that. Yeah, Running Man. Dude, they have the most poisonous, like, everything there, right? They have the most poisonous snakes, the brown and the black snake. They have crazy poisonous spiders. They have the box jellyfish, which is the most poisonous jellyfish. They have great white sharks. I mean, like, what? Yeah, it's like my friend of mine is South African. He's like, yeah, when we go to the beach, we just have the flags on top of the cliffs. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you know the flags, like the warning flags. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, well, there's someone up there on the top, and they sight down, and they look for great white sharks. And I'm like, and they put a red flag up if they see a great white shark. And I'm just like, oh, you're going to the beach experience was so counter what mine was. It's just insane. Yeah. Oh, and like snake, like, what is it? I used to watch those, like, you know, you watch like shows on like Animal Planet or whatever. I can't even remember where I saw this one. It was probably on like Discovery Channel or something back in the day. And it was like snakes. It was like someone in Australia, and they were like gone to use the bathroom, and the snake was like in their toilet. It's like, bro, no thank you. But then it's like, well, that could happen here. They just probably were, you know. Yeah. No, thank you. I kind of like this. This is like, I'm trying to do like sci-fi kind of, like, you know, like something to be like, I don't know, cinematic. Like soundtrack to Blade Runner 2049. That gives off very similar kind of vibes, which we're doing. Oh, I hear it. Let's do the voice.
It's totally what it is.
All right, that's fun. Okay, I can see. Yeah. I have to laugh. It feels like I've been doing this for forever. I've only been in there an hour. I can wait. It feels like way longer than that. Man, we got two guys talking. Anybody else in chat got chilling out on a Sunday night? Just hanging. We're a very friendly bunch. If you right, so John, have you do real work? Has anyone been like, let's figure out how to get AI to optimize pumping of drainage ponds or whatever? I'd be curious because I'm curious like how people are gonna address, like, because like I do real work with my hands, so oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, have you ever been attacked by a dog? Man, so my dad's an avid. Well, he has multiple. He has lots of. For some reason, dogs like to attack him. He is always in weird spots where dogs like to attack him. So as a kid, he was not a surveyor, but he would inspect installations of cable lines. So he would have to like go walk through these like weird, like remote places, and just inspect cable lines. I don't know exactly how, but that was his job. And so, I mean, when he had to go to Michigan for like several weeks. I think he got attacked by like 3 dogs while he was just doing like his normal work. And I was like, and basically it was like, how did you handle the dogs that attacked you? He's like, oh, I just hit him on top of the head really hard. They ran away. I'm like, what? It didn't make any sense. And then so he runs like avidly, like a Marine. Just, I mean, like a maniac. And oh gosh, yeah, I got an email. I was like sort of like concerned about the other day. But so like several years ago, he was out running. So I always wondered like, why did there's a certain water bottle he carried, and it was like a metal water bottle. I was like, why does he carry the metal water bottle? Well, one day a neighbor's dog attacked him while he was running, and he about I think he almost knocked the dog out. He hit it so hard with that freaking water bottle. Twisted Kudosek. I had a really good friend. He was an older guy, and he was a professor. And he was out walking he had like 60 acres, kind of out in sticks, and he got attacked. So he had, long story short, I won't tell all the details, but his neighbor's dog, which was the Chow, I think, attacked him. And like he was an artist, and he's left-handed, and that dog tore his left hand all to pieces. Like he had to get reconstructive surgery and whatever. And like he's like a really like he does like really fine things. So he did like silver point, like he would do small pictures like this, but they'd be like more details than you could imagine crammed in. And he would do like all these really fine detailed things. And like after he got attacked, wasn't quite the same, and he was older, so it was like harder to recover and all that. Yeah, dog attacks are no joke. That's why that's why like I don't know. I go back and forth on animals, dogs, cats, all this stuff. I I really do. That's like, oh no, like when it comes, especially with like dog attacks and stuff. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's. I mean, animals are so weird because I mean, I don't know. I because there's so many, and you know, I've been around bad ones. So like I used to wash windows when I was a younger man. But it was all mostly all residential. We did some commercial, but most of it was residential. And you ever been in a house inside someone's house with a dog that doesn't want you to be there? It's like on more than one occasion we'd go to a home, like they knew us. You know, a lot of these places knew us, I and there was it was a Dalmatian, and I don't know, I think Dalmatians always seem not that intelligent to me. But so the homeowner is like, oh, hey guys, you know, we'd been there before. They're like, okay, I gotta run out and run some errands real quick. You know, just, you know, everything's all good. Just, you know, I'll be back in a bit. So we're inside the house, and there's this dog that is just like, I'm in a room, there's no other exit, and it's like standing in the doorway, and it's like, you know, like looks at you, and it starts to like growl, and it's like, this is not happening. Like, this is not happening. Of course, it didn't do anything, but like, it was not happy we were there. And it was weird because it's one thing I learned about dogs is they don't like hats, they don't like sunglasses, they don't like beards. If they're skeptical of you. So like one thing I always did was like, because I didn't have a beard, I didn't wear a beard then. I always made sure if there was a dog there, I took my hat off, because like sometimes I think like the shading of your face, if there's like cast shadow, they can't see your eyes, and there's like a weirdness there, and so and then my friend Paul, he always had a beard, and like there were some dogs they just did not like him, and I think it had to do with like the long hair and the beard. There's something about it obscured. It's part of the face, the dog. I don't know. At least that was sort of my observations over the years with dogs. That's another topic. Animals. I'm gonna write that down. Animals. No, I don't know. I like one of my kids does like horseback stuff, horse riding, and like we went to a thing the other day, and I'm like, I'm a fan of these horses. I really am. And of course, yeah, but yeah, I'm like, I'm a fan of these horses. They're pretty cool. Now they're poorly behaved, they're not cool, but think I'm about probably played out for a night. But I'll sit here and chill for a minute, hang out with you guys. Y'all got anything you want to talk about besides dogs? I'll sit here and I'll rant. I got a whole list of stuff. I'll rant about all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we're talking about, let's talk about AI for a second. I don't know. So like, I don't like the term AI. Cause like, I think what people hear, what it is, and then what is ultimately intended are all totally different things. So when people say AI, what they mean is large language models. You're all good. Thanks for hanging out, John. But yeah, I think they mean large language models. So is that artificial intelligence? So are we just categorizing all intelligence as like placement of words? Because there's other ways of thinking. For anyone that's like an artist or whatever, there's or sculptor or builder or doctor, like there's whole other ways of thinking and of the way knowledge through experience fits together. It can be done with like the arrangement of words, like when you run a machine for long enough, you sense and intuit things about you're on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast too. Yeah, it's an odd term because like it's like completely verbal thinking. So, but then if you want to take AI, let's say like what's the car name? Tesla? Is it Tesla? Is that the name of the cars? The electric cars? They're training off of visual data. So that's just got to be a wholly, completely, entirely different thing. It's not a large language model, right? But still, it's still considered AI, right? So you're gonna have there's like what people are saying they want, and there's I don't know, their goal has to be more than just a large language model. So like when people say, oh, we're going to implement AI in our our workplace or whatever, it's what typically what they're meaning right now is we're going to implement large language models. We're going to implement large language models to help productivity. So but to me, that's not what, whenever you hear Sam Altman or Elon Musk or Google people or whoever, what they're talking about is something completely different. When they're talking about like making a AI like an intelligent super god computer, whatever, they're not talking about large language models. I think they're talking about something else, and it's probably they're if they're I kind of assume all the people in the AI space are accelerationists. I don't know if you know what that is, but you could look it up. I kind of assume they're techno accelerationists, so they think that we're in a lull. They think we're in a period of time where basically we've got to push through this to get to something else. So they're using I don't know, they're using capitalism as a means to fuel something, and they want something else. I don't think that they want money. That's the weird thing. I don't think that they're into money. I think that they're semi-transhumanists, so that their goal is to transcend aspects of humanity through artificial intelligence. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's doing it on a multitude of levels. So it's interesting because I go back and forth, and the reason I get against it is because the people that are so for it look kind of insane. They look kind of like, I don't know if I trust these guys. Like, I mean, when I see Sam Altman or Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or any of these guys talking about whatever, I'm like, I mean, I literally looking at you and the way you talk and everything, I wouldn't trust you to go pick up my freaking Uber Eats. You know, like, I'm sorry, but like, you sound they sound intelligent. I actually don't think that, for some reason, I have this sneaking suspicion they actually aren't all that intelligent. Because like, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. They don't. I don't know. They just don't. To me, they don't talk like like they've changed their language over the years too much. They don't say as much as they used to. They've toned down all the, like, if you go back and you look at kind of the history of like things that they've said, they've definitely toned down their rhetoric around a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't. The lying thing is interesting because I haven't used it enough to. I haven't used, so like a lot of people are getting like so like they're getting Claude and they're training it to they're training Claude to do a specific thing at like their work. And so they're getting to train the data and the way that it does, and they're double checking it to make sure it's not lying and all that other stuff. So like, it's not that I don't think that there are ways to implement certain aspects of it, which could be beneficial, but it seems like you're always going to need an operator. So I was listening to a podcast the night before, and the guy was talking about how no one is going to be coding at his like software company. They're all going to have to know how to code, and they're all going to have to be able to come up with like he said, no coding, but all architects. So you're still going to have to know the structure of what you want to build it. And but I did think it interesting because he's like, you know, when I go to civil court, I'm taking Claude with me instead of a lawyer, you know, like, but it was like these were like serious people, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I don't know enough about it. I've not used it because the thing is, I don't need it. I mean, you know, okay, it can maybe organize like priority list for me a little better than what I would normally do. But it's not going to revolutionize woodworking. Yeah, I mean, there was a series. I mean, was it a few months back? There was a series of testimonies in front of Congress that that were parents talking about the adverse effects of like AI chatbots on their children. And I think that's the weirdest thing is like, I feel like that nobody really cares to protect kids from this, because like this should only be an adult thing. It's sort of like kids can't consent to having, like, you have to imagine that AI is being viewed as an adult in their life, and kids can't consent to an outside party from their, you know, their guardians to take advice and stuff. Like, it's like, it's not, it's an odd that it's like it's frustrating. I think there needs to be like protections for younger people, and all that stuff. Like, it just can't be let run rampant, because like, if you like look up, well, yeah, I don't want to get into this. So I don't like certain things. I don't like speaking out loud, just because I think that it gives it power. But if you know anything about tulpomancy, and sort of techno accelerationist, like some of those guys, fiction, theory fiction, and all that. Um, there's some amount of aspects I think that definitely are um, accelerationists trying, like like not pretending to, but actually trying to conjure something. And I think you can see it in a lot of ways. Certain online communities um, operate, and they fictionalize things to an extent to where they actually start manifesting. And yeah, just look up because there's not just one, there's multiple instances of it happening, and it's in neurodivergent people or whatever. But look up there's more than one. No, I'm not a nerd. Um, there's there were like 4 or 5 instances of murders surrounding the or attempted surrounding the Slender Man, and yeah, I'm not going to talk about it a lot because it kind of creeps me out. But I think that it is a way in which people in online communities engage in conjuring something, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're making it. I don't know if they're making an actual entity through their sort of fictional aspirations online, or if they're calling something up that is in existence already. But that's just, that's me being really really spooky at 3:30 in the morning here. I don't know. I just get a vibe. It's like, if read them, go look up about. There's some good videos on the brony community and tulpomancy. And then you combine that with some of the stuff that's happened on creepypasta and some of those other sites. There's some, yeah, yeah, and it's like, I don't, that's the thing. I don't know what it is. It's something like, so like, you want to say collective hysteria, collective hallucination, collective, like, but like, it doesn't matter if it's like a real, is it like, it doesn't matter if it's someone's conjuring a demon or if they're collectively creating it through technology. So my I'm going on a rant here. My beliefs about like that's sort of like why I want to create a chill environment and just enjoy hanging out, because these technology can let people that are like each other find each other, and it's a good thing. But I think that when it comes to certain things, that it acts as an amplifier, and it's not just an amplifier in like words. It's an amplifier in creating action in the world. And I think that there are people that use technology as though it's magic, and they're actively trying to like work like technomancy on people through these devices, and these devices act as like amplifiers for hysterias or mass psychosis or mind viruses or whatever you want to call it. Now, the question of whether or not it's just a spiritual, whether it's a spiritual contagion, or like if we have souls or whatnot, or if it's just psychological, or however you want to construe the reality of it, nonetheless, it is there. It is there. It exists. People are, these things amplify things for yeah. And but it's like it activates. Like, it doesn't, it's weird. It's not like, so like if you've read it, like reading, I was reading, I haven't finished it because it's freaking huge, but Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. And what's the guy that wrote that book? William Shire. Like because he lived in Germany at the time of the great change. He was a journalist. Was he writing and doing maybe a little radio broadcast and stuff? And like everything about that was like you had to go, you had to be in person, you had to like there was a ritual there was a like nearly cultic ritual that was taking place in real time, and he could go to that, and he could go see a speech, or he could go hear people talk, or he could read the books on the new education that was being implemented in that time, or go see the kids doing the youth projects and this, that, and the other. He could but and these were like rituals that were taking place in real time, that were observable. So it wasn't hidden, and there were people that knew there were people that were defectors that were going to U.S., Canada, England, that were trying to like alert people, but some reason they didn't listen. But all that aside, it was a physical place. Real things were going on. All that stuff is just online now. Like there's that level of activation that can go on via technology. And people are harnessing that. They're using that. They're creating niche communities and niche sort of activation groups. And on left, right, center, top, bottom, good, bad, ugly, everyone's trying to harness the power of this. And it's like, sorry, it's getting late and I'm losing my thoughts, but I feel very strongly about protecting young people from that hook. 'Cause it's like, this is like a fishing device. Like this is like technology is a fishing apparatus, and someone can use digital technomancy, and they can reach through that screen and they can hook somebody, and they got them, and then they're instantly able to tap into that anywhere they go. They don't have to go to a physical place to do the ritual. They don't have to go to they don't have to participate in anything in a physical place that disrupts their day. They take the ritual with them in their pocket everywhere they go. Sorry, I know that's one of my, I don't know. It's one of the things I've been developing my thought on, as I've read several different things. So, I don't know. And it's concerning. So it's concerning to me. So that's why I like to read, I like to read the Luddite people, because I tend to agree with them far more than I do the techno accelerationist crowd. Because I don't know, you live in England, and there's a lot of interesting stuff around the Industrial Revolution in England, because England was industrialized way before a lot of other people, and taking of common land and giving it, just the whole shifts around the Industrial Revolution, and what things were, and I don't know if it was idyllic, but maybe or the taking of one of the interesting things is taking away the sustainability of an individual village or township or whatever, and making it so that you had to import things from other places or other towns or whatever, and that basically the Industrial Revolution has been a slow turning away from self-reliance, and small knit communities producing and being able to take care of themselves. And so now we're trying to take care of it's gone the inverse, where we used to have to live in these tight communities, be self-reliant, be able to provide things for ourselves on our own, friends and family and, people close by. And now they're trying to expand our minds so that now we have to worry about what's happening on Timbuktu to little whoever, Johnny. And so they've taken away, like, slow, and it seems to be systematic to me, in my opinion. It seems to be thoroughly intentional to keep people from focusing on things that are right in front of them and focus on big issues that are over here and over there, and this that and the other. I don't know. Maybe I'll make kind of peter out here and I need to go to bed, but I may jam for another minute and then sign off. So. Pretty terrible. It's a pretty terrible jam. But I think I called the mothership, so I think we accomplished that. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off here. I think we had a good hang. Thanks for yeah, I know what you're talking about. Spool adapters. So that would be like an insert on your spools so that you can use a larger size spool with a larger diameter thing, and you're making like inserts for them. Is that what you're saying? That's kind of what I assume. Yeah, an adapter. So you're using like not a different brand, but maybe a different size spool or something designed for something else. Yeah, that's the thing. That bamboo, you have the bamboo one, right? A buddy of mine, he has one, and man, he organized his shop, and so like he got it, and then within like I think I told you this before. Every night before he went to bed, he would get some tools out that he needed to make like a little tray for. And he would, because he came up with the kind of a tray and, whatever suite, whatever he was using. He had a dummy computer for SolidWorks. And so he had a kind of format, and then he could rearrange it and add in stuff and whatever. And so he'd sit down every night. He'd measure his tools for the tray and whatnot, and then he'd throw it in SolidWorks and then export it, whatever, and do the processing. And then before he went to bed, he'd like start a printing routine, so that every day he was getting a new like storage thing that would help him out. And so like he did that for like a few months, and I went in there, and he's like yeah, he's all excited. He's a perfectionist, and he's like, check this out. And like every drawer, he just opened up drawer, and it was just like these immaculate, like perfect, like everything was organized. Everything had a tray. Some had like double stacks. So it had a sliding, like a tray with a sliding lid that you could get to different stuff. I mean, I was just like, dude, because he was trying to do it. He had like a miniature, like CNC kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of difficult to explain, but he was trying to do a lot of it in wood, and he did a lot. He made good progress, organizing with plywood and whatever, but like it was amazing because like everything was, because he had like lots of tool storage drawers, like he and man, he just went berserk. It was, I mean, in the best kind of way, berserk, you know, as good as you can go berserk. But yeah, anyways, thanks for hanging out. I didn't this was spontaneous. I was just like, I got way too much freaking caffeine in me. I'm gonna go, want to do something and hang out. But yeah, anyways, thanks for hanging out, Stevie. Thanks for hanging out, everyone else that you know, thinks I'm in a yurt. I'm kind of in the attic, but not really. Anyways, hope y'all have a good, happy Sunday and pleasant dreams if you're going to bed. And happy work day for you, Stevie. Anyways, yeah. Hope y'all have a good yeah. Good day. Thanks for hanging out. Oh buddy. How we do this? There we go. See ya.